I got the brand new Plano Edge right here today, and I'm going to show you. I don't really know about this myself. Just getting it, going to check it out and see exactly what I can do with it. Plano Edge Flex is what this guy is. But one thing you'll notice, it looks exactly like all the other Plano Edge boxes that they brought out this year. Really cool. I love the way these guys buckle down. It makes it really easy. I don't have two tabs on it. It's just one click and go, just like that. Super hard plastic. One thing I always liked is that they really paid attention to water. You know, in a bass boat, you're almost always, in a bass boat, a kayak, or anything fishing, you're always subject to water penetration. You see we've got the dividers that are perforated so you can let water and air get through. And there's also has a water wick system that you can kind of move around in there too. Really thought about moisture and getting rid of water, which is super important on your tackle. You don't want to get water in any of your tackle. It doesn't matter if it's soft plastics, no matter if it's hard baits or what it is. One thing I'll notice about it, as soon as I open up the box, is we have here's one different size divider. There's two different. There's a real small one. I want to say there's 3 different size dividers in here in this box. Now that's going to be interesting. What I'm thinking with this new Plano Edge series, I've always been aggravated with having a terminal box with all my jig heads and, you know, if I got drop shots, I got my leads, my sinkers and so forth. You know, traditionally I'm always going to have that box in my boat, but it would really be nice to have everything I need for my swim baits in one box. Soft plastics, terminal, super glue, whatever I need in that box. But it's hard to do that in your normal 3,700 boxes, but just because the way they're divided, some things are bigger, some things are smaller, and they just don't fit. Well, with the Flex series, since you have a bunch of different divider sizes, you really can do whatever you want to with it. You can see I can leave this guy just open just like that, and if I want to throw just a bunch of plastics in it and take off, I can do that. Put them in there, close it up, take off. But there's times where you need many more dividers in your tackle boxes, right? So with these 3 different sizes of dividers, I'm a lot more flexible. That's why I call it the Flex. A lot more flexible in what I can do, how I can divide whatever I'm trying to organize in my boat. So I'm going to just set one up right here, and I'm going to set this box up for swim baits. Swim baits are notorious. It's something that I don't use all year long, even though they work all year long. I don't always, you know, there's just not always a peak window to catch them on swim baits. So I would like to have a box where if I look on my tackle shelf behind me, if I pick up this swim bait box, that I know everything that I need to throw a swim bait is in this one box. That's what I like about this system. I can put everything in there. I don't just have to put soft plastics in here and then have all my terminal in one box. I'll keep this terminal box in my boat, but it'd be nice to have it separated where I've got everything I need in this box right here. So let's set it up. What I'm thinking is, I like to keep my baits in the box. They come with a, you know, like a half shell that keeps your plastics really nice and organized and keeps the tail from getting all jacked up. I like to keep my plastics in a bag. So I want to set this up to where when I put my swim baits in here, you can see how that works. I've got them stored in a KBD soft side bag right now, the speed bags. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up to where I still keep everything in the bags, but I'm also able to put my terminal tackle in the same box as well. So I'm going to use this guy, put it in there, put all my plastics right here. Every swim bait, 3, 4, 5 inch swim bait right here in the box. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this separated out where I can put the size jig heads and the different style jig heads that I use for separate applications in the other half of the box. So I'm going to leave a lot more dividers on this side. So I'm just going to use these bigger ones to divide this side of the box. All right, you can see where I'm going here. And then I'm going to divide it horizontally so I can put the jig heads at different sizes. I've got them all the way up from 3/4 inch size for my 5 inch swim baits, all the way down to keel weighted hooks that I'm going to use on these to ball heads. You know, I've got a bunch of different style jig heads and terminal tackle that I use for swim baits. So I'm going to put the smaller ones in and divide it like you normally would a 3700 box. And then I think I'm going to keep my water wick system closer to my jig heads. That makes sense to me. I think that's where you're going to have the most problem with your water penetration is near your metal products, your hooks, your leads, sinkers, and so forth. I'm going to take it. So that's 4 dividers. That's 4 different sizes. I think we're going to go for 8 different sizes of jig heads and jig head styles, jig head sizes and styles on this side of the box. Other thing I like to keep in my box is super glue for my swim baits. So I'm going to leave this very back side open for maybe a pair of scissors, super glue, anything else that I'll need for my Plano Edge box. So this is a completely self-sufficient swim bait box that I'll have right here with the Plano Edge box. Makes it really easy. It's going to save me time on the water because I don't have my terminal tackle separated from my soft plastics. Doesn't matter if you're talking about your finesse baits, Ned rigs, crankbaits, whatever the case may be. You can put everything you need in one box and not have to worry about forgetting something at home or in your shop. So Plano Edge box is going to make my fishing a lot more simple this year.